Today I want to talk about clickbait, and every single one of you watching already hates me because no one wants to talk about clickbait, they just want it to go away. But the problem is most people don't understand what clickbait actually is and why clickbait is even a thing. So before I get into that, I need to explain how online websites make money, because whether you know it or not, even though you're accessing things like online magazines for free, it's not free. It has to be paid for somehow, and advertising is how that works. Some newspapers have paywalls, which means you can't actually read their full articles unless you have a paid subscription, and they don't have to have ads on their sites because whoever's reading their material on that website already is paying a fee to do that. Most websites are not like that, and those are the websites that you see a lot of ads on. And we have a habit of saying, oh, this website has too many ads, this is not a good site. And that can be true if ads are not set up very well, or if there's a lot of them, or they're not organized, or they just don't look good, they're just sloppy. And that happens if you're not experienced and you don't really know web development wise how to place them so that they're there but not obnoxiously. Ads are meant to be noticed, but you can still go overboard. I'm going to use an online magazine as an example for the rest of this because I worked for an online magazine and it actually doesn't exist anymore because of advertising. A website costs money to own. You purchase a domain and you also often pay for hosting, which is how your website basically just exists in the world, because the majority of people who have websites don't know how to build them from scratch, which, is to be expected because not all of us know that. And a lot of people who own websites want to make a living out of that, so they need to make money somehow. And if all their content is free and accessible to anyone who wants to read it, then they're not making money off of that. So the only other way to do that is to place ads. I won't get into how ads work, how pay-per-click works, all that stuff. I mean, I know it because I've studied it in school for my master's degree, but you don't really care. What you really want to know is why ads exist and why clickbait exists in relation to those ads. The thing is that advertisers will only work with websites who have a decent following, or they have a decent amount of traffic coming to them every single day. So if you have a website that doesn't get a lot of visitors, you're not going to be able to work with advertisers and you're not going to be able to make money, which is what people who own websites want to do because that's their job. That's what they want to do with their lives, especially when it comes to magazines. So they need more people to visit their site so that they can make money, because when it comes down to it, most people care about money, and that's just how it is, and it's not ever going to change. So how do websites get people to come to their site? There's social media, there's good old-fashioned word of mouth, but one tactic that is used quite often is the headline and the thumbnail image that goes along with the article. There need to be headlines that draw people in, that make them want to click when they see the title of an article. Now there's a right way to write a headline, or a better way I should say, and there's a worse way, or kind of the wrong way to do it. And the wrong way to write a headline is what clickbait actually is. Now this is where a lot of the misconceptions come in, because I see a lot of hate on titles that try to draw the reader in, calling it clickbait when it's actually not. What clickbait actually is something that is directly misleading. So if a title says something specifically to get people to click, even though it has nothing to do with the content that's actually in the article, that is what clickbait is. So if you have a headline that says, "Meat will kill you because it will give you cancer," that's technically clickbait. Because if you were to, and this is just an example sort of, if you were to click on that article, hopefully you would learn that eating more red meat increases your risk of developing cancer over time. It doesn't directly immediately kill you like the headline wants you to believe. That kind of thing, saying one thing when the article doesn't actually support that title, when they're not the same. You can do this with pictures too, by the way. That is clickbait. What is not clickbait? You won't believe what researchers just discovered about red meat, or something like that. That is not clickbait. That is a title that only gives you a piece of the information that you're going to get when you click on the article. It is not misleading you in any way. It is not giving you all the information that you might want from a title, But that's the point, because if it gave you all the information in the title, you would not click on the article, and most people don't, which is a problem. It's a problem because if you want to continue reading content for free, you have to click. And if you think that intentionally not clicking on articles is going to make clickbait, as you call it, go away, you're very, very wrong. The only thing that's going to happen is that that website is going to die and you're not going to have information from that website anymore, or you're going to have to start paying for it. It's not going to be free anymore. I could see that happening, and granted, I'm not an expert and I could be completely wrong that it's a possibility, but I could see it happening because there are so many people out there who see a title that doesn't tell them everything they want to know and they just want to boycott. And to all those people out there, I don't even know what to call you, who click on an article, pull out the sentence that is the point of the article, paste it into a Facebook comment so that people don't have to click and literally write, saved you a click. I don't like you. I do not like you. You are not helping. I lost my job because of you, pretty much. I mean, not directly, but because of things like that, because of people who say, oh, well, I don't think other people should have to read this article, so I'm going to be the hero and post what they want to know so they don't have to click. What do you think you are accomplishing? That's what I want to know. If you're one of those people, I'm being completely serious, comment on this video and tell me why you are doing this, because I would really love to know. To all those people who call them heroes, not all heroes wear capes. You're the real MVP. No, you're not helping. You are part of the problem. I don't know why people don't read anymore. That's a huge generalization. I know there are plenty of people out there who do read articles, and I'm one of them, and I appreciate you if you're out there. But many people do not read. They do not visit websites. They want to look at something on Facebook, for example, and have all the information that they want without having to click and even skim something. People aren't even skimming anymore. Like, I would rather you click on my article and skim through it, or just look at the subheadings, than not click on it at all, because clicking on it and staying on it for a certain amount of time is still a hit for my website, and that matters. Some people, that's how they make a living. And we talk about writers not getting paid to write for online websites, and this is why, because it's very difficult to make money, because advertising the way that we know it online is dying, because it's not working, because people aren't clicking. People aren't clicking because they don't want to read, because they just expect to have a one-sentence summary of everything that's out there. And I just don't get that. It's not okay. And there might be nothing I can do to change or fix that, and that's fine. But what I do want to get across is that the clickbait that you think is clickbait is not clickbait. I do not appreciate clickbait, the actual clickbait, the misleading clickbait that makes you think one thing and makes everyone panic when it's not actually that, when it's not true, and the people who don't click are believing something that's not true, and it's just not a good situation. The articles that only give you a piece of the information in the headline and are saying, hey, to find out what this is, click, that's not clickbait. That is necessary, and either you're going to have to get used to it, or you're not going to be able to get content for free anymore. Honestly, free content is sort of a privilege, because websites could very well put up a paywall and charge you and say you have to have a paid membership or you can't read this. Is that what you want? If that's what you want, continue to not click just because you think something is clickbait. I don't understand what you want from websites, from magazines, from online things. I don't understand what you're after. If you want to be given all your information in like one sentence, how is that helping you? Don't you want more information? Don't you want background? Don't you want anything other than that one headline that you expect to tell you everything? I don't get it. And enlighten me if you're out there and you do get it, or you think you get it, because I don't know. But please don't call it clickbait if it isn't. And if you can, stop using the kind of actual clickbait that is misleading and not right. Because it's just not okay. It's not helping anything. People are starting to lash out at it even when they think it is and it's not. It's causing problems. yes, I'm not happy about it for professional reasons in my personal professional life, but you know, I work with other online things too, and I support the online publishing community, and it's not good. And we need to do something about it, and I don't know what to do at this present moment. That's why I'm studying communications in graduate school, so maybe that we can figure it out. I don't know, but just be smart and think of what you're doing, and think of what you don't have to pay for right now and what it would be like if you did have to pay for it. And just, not all heroes wear capes, but someone who takes information from an article and posts it in a comment is not a hero. They need to go away. That's it.